Devastating 7.7 magnitude. Earthquake strikes Myanmar and Thailand, leaving hundreds. Dead, at least 144 people have lost their lives in Myanmar following a catastrophic 7.7 magnitude earthquake that caused extensive destruction in multiple cities. Meanwhile, in Thailand, at least 8 fatalities have been confirmed after a high-rise building under construction in Bangkok collapsed due to the tremors. Epicenter and aftershocks. Myanmar at the heart of the disaster. The powerful earthquake, which struck near Mandalay, Myanmar's second-largest city, was recorded at midday. A significant 6.4 magnitude aftershock followed, intensifying the devastation. Myanmar, already facing a severe humanitarian crisis due to ongoing civil conflict, is now grappling with the full extent of the destruction, injuries, and loss of life. Authorities in Myanmar have reported an urgent need for blood donations in the most affected regions. Shocking visuals from the area depict collapsed homes, heavily damaged roads, and widespread infrastructure failure. Thailand's capital shaken, high-rise collapse in Bangkok. In Bangkok, Thailand's defense minister, Phumtham Wechayachai, revealed that at least 90 individuals remain unaccounted for following the collapse of an under-construction high-rise building. Earlier on Friday, 7 people were rescued from the rubble near the city's bustling Chatuchak market. The structural failure sent a towering crane crashing to the ground, releasing a massive cloud of dust. Dramatic footage shared on social media captures the horrifying moment of collapse, with panicked bystanders screaming and fleeing. Emergency responders rushed to the site, but authorities have yet to determine the number of workers present at the time of the disaster. Rescue operations remain precarious, as the debris is too unstable to conduct thorough searches for potential survivors. Eyewitness accounts, panic and chaos in the streets. Thai Prime Minister Paetong Tarn Shinawatra swiftly convened an emergency meeting to assess the national impact of the earthquake. Witnesses described the terror as buildings swayed and alarms blared across the city. All of a sudden, the whole building began to move. Immediately, there was screaming and a lot of panic, recounted Fraser Morton, a Scottish tourist shopping for camera equipment in Bangkok. I got outside and then looked up at the building, and the whole building was moving, dust and debris. It was pretty intense, he added, highlighting the widespread fear that gripped the city. Another witness, Voranut Thirawat, a Bangkok-based lawyer, described how she and her colleagues noticed lights swinging before the building itself began creaking. They immediately evacuated, running down 12 flights of stairs. In my lifetime, there was no earthquake like this in Bangkok, she remarked. Myanmar declares state of emergency. The Myanmar military-led government has declared a state of emergency in 6 regions, including the capital Naypyidaw and Mandalay. State-run MRTV confirmed the declaration, while reports from social media showcased the extensive damage to religious sites, roads, and historic landmarks. In Mandalay, parts of the former royal palace suffered structural damage, while in Sagaing, a 90-year-old bridge collapsed under the seismic force. Myanmar's largest city, Yangon, also felt the tremors, prompting residents to flee their homes in fear. Compounding the crisis, downed power lines have obstructed humanitarian efforts, with Red Cross teams struggling to reach the worst-affected areas. International repercussions. China and Pope Francis respond. The earthquake's impact extended beyond Myanmar and Thailand. Residents in Yunnan and Sichuan provinces in China reported significant tremors, with injuries and structural damage confirmed in Ruili, a city near the Myanmar border. Chinese media released footage of debris-littered streets and emergency responders aiding injured individuals. Meanwhile, Pope Francis, still recovering from a recent hospitalization, expressed his condolences and prayers for the victims. The Pope has been informed of the disaster in Myanmar and is praying for the dramatic situation and for the many victims also in Thailand, a Vatican statement confirmed. Uncertain future. Humanitarian aid and recovery efforts underway. As the death toll rises, humanitarian organizations warn that Myanmar, one of the world's least developed countries, faces an uphill battle in recovery. Christian Aid reports that a dam in Mandalay burst, leading to rising water levels in lowland areas, exacerbating the crisis. This disaster will have left people devastated and in need of drinking water, food, and shelter, stated Julie Mehigan, Christian Aid's head of Asia, Middle East, and Europe. With emergency response teams racing against time, the full scale of this catastrophe is still unfolding. The international community watches closely as rescue and relief efforts intensify in one of the region's most devastating earthquakes in recent history.